This is highly not at all how I wanted to film this video. Let's be real. But I have had so many technical difficulties with my camera and my mic throughout all of last week. That's why there was no video last week. And I was planning on filming today while my daughter was at school, but that also didn't happen. So here I am trying to be efficient. I have to sit here in the car for like an hour until she gets out of school. So let's hope I can do it now. I'm very sorry for the casualness of this video, but let's be friends. It's cool. Fancy meeting you here. My name is Brittany, and I make videos documenting my life as a mom with multiple chronic illnesses, both mental and physical. I'm so glad that you stopped by my video. At the end, I would appreciate if you left a thumb in whichever direction suits your fancy. If up happens to be your preference, I think it would also be a good idea if you chose to subscribe to my channel, and then you can see a lot more videos just like this one. Well, I have recently lost yet another important person in my life due to, I'm assuming, my chronic illness, because, I mean, I haven't asked her, but she's treating me like real garbage recently, so I've tried to link back to the past, how she's treated me, and I feel like, honestly, it always relates to my illness somehow, so I think that might be what's pushing her away, which is still not very fun for me. And what I've seen on social media from other chronic illness sufferers, it seems likely that friendship and chronic illness just aren't really compatible. This seems to not be very rare. I see it happening a lot with other people, and honestly, just myself, this is just another name added to the long list of people who have left me due to either my mental illness or my physical symptoms. So I thought I would make a video today just to help support anybody else who might be going through this right now. I have compiled a list of things that you can do to help yourself heal from this abandonment, it feels like, and also just some things to think about to help yourself maybe feel loved, feel valued again. The first thing that I really have been trying to tell myself in my head, I actually heard in a song recently, and that is that I need to accept that who they chose to be was out of my control. I had nothing to do with that. It was not my decision for them to leave. A lot of the times I tell myself, like, what did I do wrong? This must somehow be my fault. How can I make them forgive me and, like, come back? But that is mostly me trying to control the situation, and it's out of my control. Their decision to treat me the way that they treat me or to leave altogether, that's up to them, and it's not my fault at all. And it's not your fault if somebody has left you. And honestly, having a chronic illness of any kind, truly, it takes a lot of energy. All the little things throughout the day that you never really thought about before, it just drains your energy, and it's so exhausting. So that person leaving your life really just frees up your energy to use elsewhere that it's more needed, like managing your symptoms, going to doctor's appointments, taking care of yourself, or even to focus on the other people who haven't left you. It frees up your energy, and this is a good thing. I also have been trying to think personally how my own relationship with myself has changed since I started having symptoms or since I got diagnosed. I look at myself differently, I treat myself differently, and I feel different, you know? You're not the same person that you used to be. And for me, I don't have a choice. I have to try and make a new relationship with myself. I have to learn to cope and deal with these things. I don't have a choice. But the other people in my life, they do have a choice. And if they can't handle it and they choose to leave, that's up to them. They have a choice if they don't want to try and deal with all the things that your illness comes with. And again, it's not your fault. So for a few things that you might do to help relieve some anger from this happening. First, you can just allow yourself to feel the anger or the sadness or whatever emotion you need to feel. Just allow it, and allow it for as long as you need to feel it. There's no limit on how long you're allowed to be sad. Anger itself is not your enemy. Emotions are not detrimental for your well-being, But the way that you choose to express your anger or your sadness could be. So here are a few things that you can do to healthily express your emotions. A big thing that I've seen has helped a lot of people is to journal about it. It can be in an actual physical notebook with a pen and write it down on paper. It could be on your computer. It could just be on your phone. However you feel most comfortable writing about your feelings, that's how you need to do it. I've heard that it's very beneficial to get the stuff that's like clouding your brain, just taking up all of your brain space, get it out into physical text. Kind of release the burden of just wallowing in it. If you're an artistic kind of person, you can let it inspire your art. I know that many a famous art piece has been inspired by some very negative emotions. So just let it help you make something beautiful. And last, while I was researching for this, I found that boxing has been recommended to release your anger, but really just anything physical. If your body and your symptoms will allow you to, any kind of physical exercise can help release your emotions and also endorphins and stuff. I kind of mentioned this earlier when I said that you can use up your energy on other people, but another technique that you can use to try and heal yourself from this loss, is it a loss? I would call it a loss. You lost a friend. So another way to cope with that is to just shift your focus and use it on the people who haven't left you, who still treat you right, and who love you. Shift your focus onto those people. The ones who left you have taken enough from you already. Don't let them keep taking up space in your brain. Use it for the people who deserve it. One thing that I'm really trying to instill in myself is just to appreciate that I am the kind of person who cares. I'm not some heartless person who just, can leave anyone and not care, not think twice about it. If this is something that hurts you, then it means you care. It means you have a lot of love and empathy in your heart, and that's a good thing. It helps you to be able to sympathize with others who have different trials and stuff. And it means that you know what it feels like to lose a friend. So you will yourself be the best friend that you can be. This kind of rejection, it doesn't have to make us harder or bitter. It doesn't have to hurt us like that. I know in the past it has made me bitter to the world because I just feel, well, if this person who I thought was my best friend can just ditch me after he finds out that I'm bipolar, rude. So it just makes me feel like I thought he was my best friend and he still just left. So how are other people going to treat me? So it made me harder to the whole world. Like, I didn't want anything to do with any friends, but it doesn't have to do that. It can make you kinder and stronger, and that's it. Those are all the adjectives I wrote down. It can make you a better person, honestly, because it means that you know how to treat people without hurting them. This technique has been mentioned everywhere, all the time, lots and lots, but I'm going to say it again. Self-care. Love yourself. Because when these people leave you, they are no longer the priority. You are your own priority now, especially with the symptoms that you have with your illness or illnesses. You are your own priority now, and you need to take care of yourself. You need to love yourself, and you need to do it often. It needs to be repetitive, because I know that every few months, I'll be like, man, I need some self-care, and I'll paint my nails or something, and then be like, yep, I'm good. I've done it, and now I can focus on other more important things. But then it never works, and then I feel like garbage. I feel honestly like a failure, because I'm like, everybody says that self-care makes you feel better, and I did self-care, and it didn't make me feel 1% better. So it makes me feel like a failure too. But it needs to be repetitive. You need to do it on a regular basis so that you can kind of rewrite your subconscious stories and patterns and beliefs so that you feel better about yourself. And it's not going to happen if you just do it once every long while. The last thing that I really want to emphasize, that you don't have to wait to be left. You can leave if the relationship is no longer healthy for you. If you and your friend or your significant other or your family member even, if you and this person don't feel mutually towards each other. Like, you really like them, you want to hang out with them, and they're just like, are you faking for attention again? Or why do you keep canceling at the last minute? People like that, it's okay if that's not healthy for you. It's okay for you to leave. You can walk away on your own. You need to think about what you want in your relationships. So, do I want somebody who thinks that I'm faking for attention, or who gets upset that I cancel at the last minute? No, I don't. Do I want somebody who has a snippy little remark every time I say something in their presence? No, I don't. It doesn't feel good. But do I want somebody who understands when I have to cancel and is totally up for rescheduling? Absolutely. Do I want somebody who believes me when I tell them that I'm having this symptom that you can't see, or that I'm not feeling well, and doesn't think I'm just making it up? Of course, I would love somebody like that. Do I want somebody who will offer to help me and make me feel better because they know how hard it is and they want to assist in any way that they can? For sure, I want somebody like that in my life. And those are the very few people that I still have in my life. They do those things. They treat me well like that. And those are the kinds of people that you deserve. And I like to tell myself that those people deserve me too. I frequently tell myself, without wanting to, that these people don't deserve something like me. That all I do is complain about symptoms or cancel plans last minute, and it's just, I feel like nobody deserves me as a friend or a loved one. But if those people are treating you right, how you deserve, then they're good people, and I would like to say that they deserve you too. You are worthy. You are valued. Just because you have a chronic illness doesn't make you any less important. You are worthy to take up space. You are worthy of having help. You're worthy of love and of attention. You are a worthy person. Just because you're ill doesn't make you any less valuable. And just because somebody else can't see your value, it doesn't mean that you don't have any. It just means that they're wrong. If you have any more tips that I didn't mention, or any more insights on this kind of subject about losing friends and loved ones because of your chronic illness, then definitely feel free to leave a comment and help the rest of us heal from this struggle. If you're going through this yourself and you're really struggling and you want to just reach out for support, also leave a comment. I would love to read anything that you need to post. And again, I would like to remind you that I would appreciate a thumb. Either way, I'll take it. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, I won't stop you. I'll be back next week with another video. Toodles!